Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with a Spain news update. And the Spanish government has managed to get its budgets for 2023 passed with help from some of the more dubious political parties in this country, but more about that in just a moment. Firstly, a big thanks to all of the people that left comments on the last video. Lots of comments, lots of debate happening there as usual. Thanks to people that supported the channel by buying merchandise, and a big thanks to my patrons on Patreon for your continuing support. Now, let's get into the news, and as I said yesterday, the government managed to get its budgets for 2023 approved in the Congress here in Madrid, with the help again of some of the more radical political parties in Spain. As we can see here, Pedro Sánchez approves his budget with an absolute majority. After 4 days and more than 40 hours of intense and at times controversial parliamentary debate, the government has approved its general state budget for next year with a comfortable majority. The government has obtained the approval of 187 MPs for its public accounts, although most of them arrived at Congress on Thursday convinced. There were also 156 votes against and 1 abstention. In the last few days, some of the government's usual partners, such as PNV and Bildu, have advanced their vote in favour. Only the Catalan Republican left was missing. The pro-independence supporters have waited until the last moment to confirm what was an open secret, a resounding yes to the budget in exchange for, among other measures, a transfer of 900 million euros to invest in infrastructure in Catalonia. In politics, you are what you say, what you do, ERC spokesman Gabriel Rufián defended in the gallery before announcing that in exchange for what was achieved, the party would provide its 13 votes in favour. So there we go, the budgets for 2023 passed with the help, as I said before, of some of the most radical political parties in this country, for example Bildu and the Republican left of Catalonia, who only a few years ago were trying to separate from Spain. And let's just say that a large percentage of Spaniards are not happy with the government doing deals with this type of political party. Now, the Spanish government's controversial extraordinary tax on banks and energy companies is going ahead, despite criticism of this tax from some important international groups. As we can read here, Spain pushes ahead with windfall tax on banks and energy groups. Spain pushed ahead with its controversial plan to impose windfall taxes on banks and energy companies on Thursday, as lawmakers approved the move despite the concerns of international institutions. The socialist-led government proposed the temporary taxes in July to raise 7 billion euros as it seeks funds to mitigate the painful impact of high energy costs and inflation, especially on low-income households. Windfall taxes have become a source of contention elsewhere in Europe since Spain first announced its plan, straining relations between governments that say taxes on extraordinary profits are justified and businesses that say hurting them will harm the broader economy. So the controversial tax going ahead despite concerns from some international institutions, for example the IMF. So time will tell if the Spanish government has got this windfall tax right or not. Now, workers in one of Spain's biggest retail outlets, Zara, have started protests, and they are demanding higher pay. Dozens of Zara shop assistants protested in Madrid on Thursday outside the global fashion giant's largest store to demand higher pay, and some workers in its hometown in northwest Spain went on strike on the eve of its Black Friday sales campaign. Zara owner Inditex agreed last week to pay a one-off bonus of 1,000 euros to all full-time shop workers in Spain in February, according to unions that are seeking better wages for their members in the face of galloping inflation. Inditex has also offered to gradually raise monthly wages by around 200 euros by 2024, a proposal accepted by two of Spain's largest union groups, UGT and Comisiones Obreras, but rejected by the protesters who are demanding at least double that. Inditex is increasing its prices and improving profits while employees' wages are lagging behind, said Aníbal Maestro, a leader of the CGT union, which called the rally in Madrid. Protesters carried signs saying, "We made you a millionaire, you give us precarious pay, and I work for Inditex, but don't make it to the end of the month." So workers at the Zara clothing store chain, or Zara as it is known here in Spain, saying enough is enough and demanding an increase in wages. And maybe it's time for the owner of the Inditex group, Amancio Ortega, who is by far the richest man in Spain, to put his hand in his pocket. Now, the Vox Podemos spat that took place in the parliament here last Wednesday is making headlines again today, because the Vox MP that insulted Podemos minister Irene Montero has apologised, Well, sort of. As we can read here, Carla Toscano apologizes to Irene Montero. No one should question her excellent preparation, she says. The Congress of Deputies experienced a day of controversy on Wednesday after the sexist words of Vox deputy Carla Toscano about Irene Montero. Montero's only merit is to have studied Pablo Iglesias in depth, she said. Now Toscano asks for apologies on social networks but ironizes about the Equality Minister's preparation. I would like to apologize for my intervention yesterday, Carla Toscano wrote on her Twitter account. However, she continues her message by alluding to Montero's qualifications. No one should doubt that the minister has excellent qualifications. It can be seen in her defense of paedophilia, the release of rapists, the increase in attacks on women, and all her great successes, she said. So the Vox MP issuing a thinly veiled apology to Irene Montero. And a lot of people here in Spain still shocked by that verbal attack on Irene Montero by the Vox MP last Wednesday. Now, anyone skeptical that rail competition here in Spain will bring down prices had better read this next article, because as we can read here, the price of AVE fast train Madrid-Barcelona falls by 43%, but rises by 14% on lines without competition. The entry of competition on high-speed rail lines has led to a double effect of increased demand and falling prices. In the last 3 months, fares fell by 43% on average on the Madrid-Barcelona route compared to the third quarter of 2019 before the pandemic. The price drop comes in a context in which travel bookings for the Madrid-Barcelona route have grown by 68% compared to the same period last year, according to a study by Trainline, the online agency specializing in ticket sales and rail price comparison. The cause of this price drop is the emergence of new competitors for this route. Until now, the monopoly of Renfe's AVE, since the liberalization of rail transport in December 2020. So, fairly clear after reading articles like that one that competition in the rail sector here in Spain has been positive up until now, with prices on some routes, for example the Madrid-Barcelona route, falling by up to 43%. Now let's have a look at some of the comments from previous videos. One here from Vanessa: youngsters in Spain treat the elderly with respect overall, far better than the youngsters in the UK. Spanish kids are brought up to have respect for their elders. Yeah, Vanessa, thanks for the comment, and this is a topic that popped up the other day because we were talking about ageism here in Spain and the fact that a lot of people over the age of 45 have trouble getting back into the labour market. Somebody left a comment saying that in their opinion the youth of today show no respect for older people. Not sure whether they were talking about Spain or another country, but that was their perception. And in your opinion, Vanessa, young people here in Spain generally show more respect for older people than young people do in the UK. So let us know what you think about this topic, whether you live here in Spain or visit the country regularly, whether or not young people in this country have more respect for elderly people than they do in other countries. Let us know in the comment section below. One here from Mags: if you live in Spain where you get more sunshine, I recommend that you also get batteries to store the surplus electric for use during the evening. I'm in the UK and from April to October did not use electricity or gas and only use a minimal amount now winter is here. The GrowWatt batteries come with an amazing app for your phone or PC. Yeah, Max, thanks for the comment and thanks for the advice. If you're looking to put solar panels on the roof, make sure you get a battery to store that extra electricity. We've been talking about this topic quite a lot recently because somebody the other day asked the question about whether or not people are receiving the subsidies promised by the government if they install solar panels on their roofs. I said that I have no idea whether people are getting those subsidies or not, but judging by the amount of solar panels that have gone up on people's roofs recently, I imagine that they must be. And I know that whether to install a battery or not is a dilemma for some people because of the extra cost involved. But thanks for the comment. One here from Outdoor Chilled: buying property with squatters inside, good luck with that. Hope you have a lot of spare time and money to deal with it. It's not April, but if it was, I would think it was an April Fool's joke. I actually question the legality of it. The Outdoor Chilled, thanks for the comment, and another topic that has been causing a lot of debate on the channel in recent times: buying houses here in Spain with squatters inside them. We saw the other day that there are quite a lot of houses for sale on Spanish real estate portals with squatters inside them, and they're being offered at discount prices. The only problem is that you have to evict the squatters. There are various ways to do that, of course. Some are legal, some are illegal, but I think a lot of people would try to get the squatters out by offering them a cash incentive. Somebody on the live stream yesterday said that that is what they did, And when the dust settled and the squatters were finally out, they ended up with a nice apartment. So no, it's not an April Fool's joke, it's a reality for some people that buy property in this country. One here from Stuart, yep, nothing had changed for Spanish drivers in the UK, so it really hasn't been reciprocal for some time. Thanks for your video, Stuart. Yes, Stuart, thanks for the comment and thanks for clearing that one up for me. I had a bit of a doubt about whether Spanish residents in the UK were still able to drive or whether they had problems like UK drivers here in Spain that aren't able to exchange their license. And as we can see in that comment there from Stuart, it was not reciprocal. Spain banned British drivers from exchanging their licenses, but obviously the UK didn't do the same for Spanish drivers. And this is again something that for me makes absolutely no sense. But fortunately, as we know, UK people residing here in Spain will soon be able to exchange their licenses again, because finally, and as announced by the UK ambassador to Spain the other day, a deal has been done. One here from Gary, living in New York for the last 36 years where everything is tip orientated. I visited Ireland and Spain in September, October, and I was leaving a €1 to €2 tip for a takeaway coffee. No wonder they love seeing me come in every day. Yeah, Gary, thanks for the comment, and no doubt leaving a €1 tip for a €2 coffee here in Spain would leave waitstaff rubbing their hands with glee. And I'm sure there's a picture of you on virtually every coffee shop in the country that you bought a coffee from with the title MVC. Most Valued Client. And I imagine that a lot of those waiters, Gary, are longing your return to Spain. And finally, one here from ND. Nah, it's terrible in the Canaries. The weather is awful. Don't visit me. LOL. Great video, Stu. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Gary, thanks for the comment, but I can see what you're trying to do there. Tell me that the weather in the Canaries is terrible so that I don't visit and the Canaries doesn't get overrun by tourism. Good plan, but I don't think it's going to work. And by the way, glad you liked the videos. On that note, I'll wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. And I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.